was born, I moved to New York, met some cats, made some music, did some dope, made some more music, then you came to my house.
That's it.
Actor Don Cheadle plays jazz legend Miles Davis in the new film Miles Ahead. Now, safeguarding the Miles Davis legacy is family member Vince Wilburn Jr., who safeguards the music and his legacy, and he's joining me right now. Greetings from Las Vegas.
Hey, Jeff.
All right, Vince, I got to tell you right off the bat, I'm a huge jazz fan. I'm a huge Miles Davis fan. This movie, it just blew me away. I've seen it like 3 times already.
I've seen it 11 times, and I love it.
Now, this is not your ordinary biopic. This is not about, cradle to grave, as they say. This is almost like a day in the life of Miles Davis. It's kind of unique.
Well, Don wanted to take a different spin on my uncle's career, and what interests him was the time when my uncle, like Uncle Miles said, he didn't have anything to say. So it's sort of semi-retirement. So that's the spin Don took with the writer Stephen Begelman. And Cheryl, who lives in Vegas, Miles' daughter, and my cousin Aaron, Miles' younger son, we both, agreed that this would be a great period to focus on.
Now, we've all heard the stereotypes of artists who are like, heavy drinkers, heavy smokers, rough and tough, and they're artists, and they die for their art, and they live for their art. But Miles Davis was the real deal. I mean, he actually was a tough guy. He actually was a genius, and he lived hard and he played hard. So that is just amazing that all comes through in this movie.
Yes, he was. And music was his passion, and I want people to know that. It was music first. He sacrificed a lot to be the great musician that he was.
Now, we've heard in the news lately about other biopics trying to get off the ground, like of Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin, but the family didn't cooperate. They wouldn't release the music, and they wanted a totally different idea for those pictures. So how much trust did you put into Don Cheadle giving him and telling the story about Miles Davis?
After a few meetings, Jeff, we felt that Don was the person to do this. We met with him on set of House of Lies, and Aaron, Miles' younger son, played golf with him. Then we'd all had lunch together. I mean, we knew in our hearts that Don was the man, and he is the man, and we're very proud of this movie.
So being in charge of the Miles Davis estate with his music and his image and his legacy, how much were you involved with this film? Were you on the set every day? Were you constantly hanging around? Or tell us your involvement with the production.
I was on the set with my cousin Aaron in Cincinnati, and Don and I talked almost as much as we could, either via text or cell phone. I was at his beck and call. So anything Don needed, he could reach out to any of us.
Now, Don Cheadle playing Miles Davis in this, he looked like he really became Miles Davis, if you know what I mean. So did Don have trouble turning that off? Was he Miles Davis at the end of the day, or was he constantly in character?
He wanted to be Miles, so off-set he was Miles, on-set he was Miles. And Aaron and I were there, and we cried, and we were so like enamored by his whole persona. It wasn't scary, but it was like the moment. You know what I mean?
Now, of course, the incredible legacy of music from Miles Davis. Did you have a lot of discussions about what music to use in the film? And rumor has it Don Cheadle even learned to play the trumpet for this role.
He studied the trumpet with a guy named Fernando Pullum, and the trumpet parts are Keon Harrell from St. Louis. When you don't hear Uncle Miles, you hear Keon, but Don did do his homework.
One of the earliest memories I have of Miles Davis was he was in the movie Scrooge with Bill Murray. He was playing in the street with the band, and I always thought, how did that ever come about? How did they get Miles Davis to do a comedy with Bill Murray? Do you know anything about how that came to be?
I don't know. I remember the movie, but I don't know how it came about. But I love the movie.
So if it's being a Las Vegas native, did Miles Davis ever play Las Vegas? I would think he would.
I can't remember if he did or not. I just know that Cheryl lives there, and we love Vegas. I'm there all the time to visit with my cousins. So.
Now, I've read some interviews with Don Cheadle where he says he wants to be in the skin of Miles Davis. What exactly did he mean?
Well, I mean, he just wanted to be Miles, and he was, But don't call it a biopic because Don would get mad. It's just a movie. Don didn't want to do the biopic, the whole cradle to the grave thing, but skin meaning that he took that he was Miles Davis, and that's what came across on screen.
Such an incredible legacy of music that Miles Davis left us. Is there going to be a soundtrack for Miles Ahead?
Soundtrack is out now on Sony Legacy, and to celebrate my uncle's 90th birthday, there's going to be a remix record produced by Robert Glasper, released May 27th, a day after Uncle Miles' 90th birthday. So look for that too on Sony Legacy.
All right, Miles Ahead, one of my favorite films of the year. Thank you so much for talking to me today. It was a great honor.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.
Okay, for more reviews and interviews, just surf on over to my website at vegasfilmcritic.com. Also, check out my podcast over on iTunes. And if you like what you see, comment, share, subscribe, all those things. And also, look for my review of Miles Ahead right here on my channel. I'm Jeffrey K. Howard. I'll see you next time.